The Bold and the Beautiful's Luna Nozawa went off the deep end again this past week and changed into her Nozawa Power Green Leather Get Steffi Get Up, giving Lisa Yamada everything she needed to give us a tour de force performance that earned her Soap Central accolades this week. The week began with Luna realizing that Will Spencer had set her up and didn't want her after all. Yamada showed us Luna's fury combined with her despair as she realized she was truly all alone and not even the boy she wanted could stand to be around her. Yamada showed us a combination of pathos and derangement as Luna lamented her sad plight of not having a relationship with her father, but 100% blaming Steffi for that fact. By the time she taught Hayes how to make a fortune teller, the look of lunacy in Luna's eyes was terrifying as Yamada leaned into her character's sense of entitlement. When Luna finally had Steffi where she wanted her, cowering in a corner while Luna waved a gun around, Yamada showed us that Luna is still very much a child, but a bitter one. Her narcissism shone right through, including her bruised ego after being rejected by Will. We listened as Luna gave Steffi her tale of woe. She had a mother who didn't give her the love she needed and didn't even know her own father. In Luna's mind, that was a reason for killing people. She said she felt bad about it, but it was clear that Luna felt no remorse for costing two men their lives. Her only remorse was that her actions resulted in nobody liking her. Yamada's portrayal of all of Luna's many emotions and emotional handicaps have us wanting to feel bad for her but not being able to, because Luna doesn't feel bad for anyone but herself. When a character can elicit that kind of mixed response from the audience, it means the actress knows her character like a book. We can't wait to see what Yamada brings us next week, as Luna faces off with both Steffi and the infamous Sheila Carter. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily. Here, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers reveal that an operating table death shocker is coming up. So who's getting killed off? Someone's not going to make it. So let's talk about the tragedy ahead. Thanks to Luna Nozawa's wild plan, 3 people are going to need immediate surgery at the hospital. There'll be 3 gunshot victims, but it looks like only 2 of them will pull through. Sheila Sharp will get shot during a struggle with Luna in the July 7 episode, so she'll be victim number 1. However, Luna will continue to make some disturbing moves, even after she accidentally shoots her own grandma. Sheila could be a contender when it comes to the fatal outcome that's on the way. Will Sheila be the one who dies on the operating table? Of course, we should also talk about the other potential victims involved. There's a good chance Liam will get shot as well, but he seems destined to live for a couple different reasons. For starters, something weird is going on with Grace Buckingham that feels like a rewrite. The show seems to be gearing up for some deception when it comes to Liam's terminal condition. In fact, this shooting crisis could be what brings the truth out in the open. If Grace has been drugging Liam and faking the scans to make him seem worse for some reason, she may not be able to do that for much longer. This gunshot ordeal could get more people involved in Liam's care and cause Grace's scheme to crumble. Whatever the case, leaked scripts show Liam on the cast list for September episodes, so he'll still be around by then. If Liam does get shot, all signs point to him surviving, and hopefully making a full recovery if this inoperable tumor story is rewritten. There's no word yet on the 3rd gunshot victim, but a lot's riding on the answer. It sounds like we're either looking at Sheila getting killed off or the 3rd person who gets operated on. If the 3rd victim ends up being someone important like John Finn Finnegan, Sheila may be a goner. B&B definitely wouldn't kill Finn over Sheila at this point. There's nothing to indicate that Finn will die, especially since we know Ridge Forrester will be gallivanting around Italy by the end of the month. Ridge wouldn't do that if Steffi was drowning in grief after losing her husband, nor would he do it if Steffi herself was seriously injured, if the last victim is someone less crucial like Ms. Dillon or Remy Price. They might be the fatality instead. It all depends on whether the show wants to go big with a deadly Sheila shocker or kill off a throwaway character. If you're thinking Luna herself might be the one to face a grim fate, we know she'll appear in September episodes along with Liam. All signs point to Luna coming out of all this alive, though a fake-out situation is possible if Lee Finnegan gets up to some trickery. After all, Lee smuggled Finn out of the hospital once upon a time while pretending he was dead, so that's worth mentioning. Whatever the case, the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say someone won't survive their time on the operating table, so stay tuned for updates on who's getting killed off and whether this grim news will stick. We always look forward to the weekend spoilers that we get from the Bold and the Beautiful, even if they're just going to make us want to scream at Brooke and Taylor, "OMG! Ridge isn't all that or a bag of chips." But the teasers that we received this week were next level crazy. Not only did they reveal that shots are fired, but someone dies. We should have seen it coming, we suppose. If Luna's been playing with a full deck, it's been a deck of like Uno cards. She's become a broken record. The only song it knows how to play is Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And on the B side, a little ditty called It's All Steffi's Fault. The lunatic bought a gun, pal Remy taught her how to use it, and the week of July 7th, that trigger's getting pulled. Not one, not two, but 3 times. By Friday, the surgical wing of the hospital is in full swing, and before the end of the episode, we'll learn that someone is deader than dead. Whether Finn's newfound daughter emerges from the shootout with a pulse, it still looks like this is going to be the last of Luna. At least for a while. Dollar Bill got her paroled for not 1 but 2 murders, and the attempted murder of Steffi. But even Granny Sheila could tell Luna that once you go on a full-on rampage, you're due for a timeout, whether behind bars or hiding somewhere far from LA. Bold and Beautiful could be pulling a fast one on us and making us think that Luna, Sheila, or Steffi is going to kick the bucket when it's really Liam who's being killed. He does, after all, have an inoperable brain tumor. If it's he who croaks, the ramifications would be far-reaching. No way would the show bump off Steffi, who calls the front burner home and whose portrayer is about to go on maternity leaves. And it would be silly for the daytime drama to kill Sheila after faking her death just last year and then deciding to rewrite the homicidal maniac as a mild-mannered pizzeria waitress. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Friday, July 4th reveals that some ex-husband drama was rehashed, while 2 origami clues helped Sheila Sharp make a realization. There was also a derailed showdown, so here's how things played out in Friday's B&B episode. At the Cliff House, Steffi Forrester heard a noise in the other room, but Ms. Dillon remained tied up and couldn't help Steffi now, according to Luna Nozawa. However, Luna suggested Steffi could help herself by allowing her to be with her father, John Finn Finnegan. Talk turned to Luna being Ms. Sunshine and helping Hayes Finnegan make that origami fortune teller. Steffi wondered if the woman with X's for eyes was supposed to point to her demise, but Luna suggested maybe it was about Steffi being blind to the good in her. Luna added that Steffi had a chance to open her eyes and see how healing their relationship could be for Finn. Steffi was cruel as far as Luna was concerned, since she was robbing her of Finn after they already lost so many years together. After Luna ranted about Steffi being born with a silver spoon in her mouth, Steffi admitted she hadn't always shown Luna grace. Steffi wished things were different, but Luna suspected Steffi was always going to interfere in her bond with Finn as long as she lived and breathed. At the hospital, Finn got Grace Buckingham talking about her ex-husband, Reese Buckingham. Grace said they split up years ago before the conversation turned to Reese's gambling addiction and all the Beth Spencer deception. Grace acted like she was trying to move past that chapter of her life, and ultimately argued she was just focused on making sure Liam got the treatment he needed. After Grace said every day counted, she declared that they couldn't waste any more time. When Lee Finnegan walked in, Grace alluded to Finn's complicated cases and told Lee it was crucial for him to get through to his patient. Lee offered to consult on the case after Grace left, but Finn declined to open up. After Finn mentioned Sheila leaving a bunch of voicemails that he didn't listen to, he realized he had missed a call from Steffi. Finn listened to Steffi's message about visiting the beach house to see Hayes' art teacher and gave Lee news on Ms. Sunshine being a guest artist. With a name like that, Lee joked that she'd better be nice. At Forrester Creations, Ridge Forrester assured Liam Spencer and Hope Logan that Luna would be back behind bars where she belongs soon. Ridge seemed to sense that Liam was off, but Liam claimed he just wasn't sleeping well and vowed to fight for the people he cared about until his last breath. At the Cliff House, Sheila needed to speak with Steffi and pushed for her location, but Taylor Hayes said it was none of her business. Nevertheless, Sheila pushed Taylor to trust her this once and promised to leave if Taylor would tell her where Steffi was. Taylor confessed that Steffi was at Bill Spencer's old beach house since Hayes had an art program there. Taylor also revealed that Steffi had gone there to speak with Hayes' teacher after hours about their guest artist, Ms. Sunshine, about some strange artwork. While Taylor was with Hayes in the other room, Sheila saw Hayes' little crane and flashed back to admiring Luna's origami at her apartment. Sheila also saw the origami fortune teller and recalled Remy Price showing her one Luna made for him. After Sheila put it together that Luna was Ms. Sunshine, she bolted for the beach house. Taylor came back into the living room later, right as Ridge popped up, so she hoped Sheila wasn't back, and was relieved to see him instead. Once Sheila rushed inside the beach house, she found Luna holding Steffi at gunpoint and insisted Luna should put the gun down. Luna made it clear that she was going this for Sheila too, and pushed her to tell Steffi that she wanted a relationship with Finn and Hayes. Luna added that they could be a family and have everything they always dreamed of. According to Luna, they just had to make sure Steffi never stood in their way again. Sheila looked nervous over the weapon Luna was still holding, while Steffi stood there looking more panicked than ever. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say Sheila will risk her own life to save Steffi from a grim fate, so we'll bring you updates on how it'll all go down. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers hint that Liam Spencer may not be dying after all. Is Dr. Grace Buckingham's drugging scheme behind Liam's worsening symptoms? The show's definitely been focusing on Liam's pills in recent weeks, so there may be a reason why B&B's devoted so much time to having Liam pop them. Grace's name has even been shown on the bottle, so it's clear that these pills are coming from her. In the July 3rd episode, Liam was once again shown with his pills, while Grace was harassed over the phone. Someone made repeated attempts to speak with Grace through texts and calls, but she clearly didn't want to hear from them. Even John Finn Finnegan noticed that Grace was stressed to the max. Finn acknowledged that Grace's family had been through a lot and offered to listen if Grace ever wanted to talk. However, Grace is probably under strict orders not to tell Finn or anyone else what's really going on. It feels like the show's leaning into a new mystery that'll ultimately undo Liam's terminal illness. Grace seems bizarrely invested in making sure Liam moves forward with the chemo and radiation combination. Despite Finn's warning about side effects, Grace is being super pushy about this. Is someone blackmailing Grace into drugging Liam? Has Grace been trying to shove Liam into this treatment plan by making him seem sicker? It's honestly strange that Grace is fixated on Liam's case, since the show specified she was a cardiologist in previous storylines. Perhaps Grace is working with someone to provide fake brain scans and manipulate the whole situation. Liam may have a tumor, or at least a brain issue following his fall, but maybe it's not nearly as dire as Grace has been letting on. As for why Grace would lie, it probably has something to do with the person on the other end of those texts and phone calls. This might tie in with Grace's ex, Dr. Reese Buckingham, and some of his old shady connections, especially since Finn mentioned Grace's past family problems. Is Liam supposed to serve as a lab rat or something along those lines? If Grace is tricking Liam with those pills, she may intend to trick him with this treatment plan too. It may not be quite what it seems to be. Naturally, there'll be plenty of questions for the show to answer if they're indeed taking this route with Grace. Fans will be eager to learn who's pulling the strings and why exactly Liam got roped into whatever wild scheme this is. Regardless, it feels like this could be a rewrite and a way to undo Liam's grim fate before it arrives. We know Scott Clifton has still been filming, and that Liam will appear in September episodes, so there may be real hope for the character's future. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say some twists and turns are coming up in Liam's storyline, so stay tuned for updates on any stunning medical news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for Monday, July 7th, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect to see what happens when Sheila Carter-Sharp faces Luna Nozawa. There is a shooting, but that's not the end of the killer situation. Meanwhile, John Finn Finnegan is caught off guard by Lee Finnegan's perspective. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. While Steffi Forrester Finnegan is facing possible death, Finn talks to Lee about Luna. Now, Steffi did leave her husband a voicemail, letting her know where she was going and why. Smart move, especially when you consider how many times Steffi has nearly died. Finn seemed confused by the message, but then turned his attention back to his mother. Finn will be surprised by his mother's take on Luna. So, I wonder what she will have to say that she hasn't said a million times before. Over at the art school, Steffi is still facing Luna's armed ambush. Ms. Dillon is already gagged and tied up in a closet. It sounds like Ms. Dillon did try to make some noise to get Steffi's attention. However, Steffi can't exactly run to the teacher's aid with a gun pointed at her. Then, Sheila bursts through the door. The grandma will try to encourage Luna to put down the gun before this gets even worse. However, Steffi just basically told Luna that even with a gun pointed at her, she won't allow her to have a relationship with her father. Luna really doesn't have anything or anyone else. Plus, with the whole wiring scheme with Will Spencer, Luna's only two paths seem to be prison or death. It is teased that in Monday's episode, more people will show up at the art school. Taylor Hayes might realize she should check on Steffi when she doesn't answer her phone. Liam Spencer and Ridge Forrester could also appear. There is also Finn and Lee, who likely make an appearance at the scene as well. It results in one person getting shot in Monday's episode. However, things won't end there. As the week progresses, there are two more shooting victims. Unfortunately, not everyone survives. Who do you think dies? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, July 7th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Our jaws were on the floor the entire week. The Bold and the Beautiful knows how to bring the drama, and June 30th, July 4th was no exception. From Luna's chaos to Eric slapping a smile on his face, we loved every moment. We have to admit, we were a bit too tickled on Monday by Eric's lackluster reaction to his son getting engaged to Taylor. Did he cheer? Sure, eventually. Did he say congratulations? Yep, but after a huge pause. While his son getting married again is nothing new, getting married to someone who isn't Brooke threw him off. Much like us, we're wondering if Ridge said yes to true love or yes to revenge against his ex. Either way, we can't wait for the wedding day drama. Wednesday also gave us a chuckle when Hayes presented his mother with the fortune teller Sunshine helped him make. Steffi was excited at first and even went on a little walk down memory lane about her childhood days, coloring them in and writing little messages of her own. Only, this didn't have messages. It had drawings of a sun, a moon, a broken heart, and a dead woman. Yikes! One would think she'd naturally assume Luna was involved. But no, of course not. Instead, she went to the school for a meeting with the teacher. Not only was Steffi super naive about the fortune-telling toy, but she waltzed right into Luna's little trap on Thursday. Whoops! Poor Ms. Dillon was bound and gagged in the closet, unable to help, and Steffi was forced to face her mortal enemy all alone. And Luna wasn't messing around. She had her gun out and ready to take Steffi down once and for all if she so much as flinched the wrong way. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers tease that Katie Logan is ready to find forever love. It's been a while since she had someone to come home to at night. Is Mr. Right just around the corner? Katie has been alone for years, after a failed romance with Carter Walton. She is a vital, spirited woman whose son is grown, and there couldn't be a better time to embark on a new adventure. Who is the right man for Katie? Let's take a look at her options. Which handsome and talented man should Katie be paired up with? She's had her pick of LA men, including Dollar Bill Spencer. Their son, Will Spencer, is all grown up and working with his mom at FC, alongside his GF Electra Forrester. Since FC is a wash and gorgeous talent, could she possibly find love in the workplace? Maybe. Although the pickings are slim, considering that she's already dated Carter and Ridge Forrester. Given her past choices, we think that Katie should give Bill one more chance. Why? Because they are co-parents, and he's always been obsessed with her sister Brooke Logan, a fervor that seems to have finally died down. Like everyone else, Katie is mad at Bill for freeing Luna Nozawa from prison. Perhaps she could try to get him to see the error of his ways, and at the same time work her magic on him once again. Bill could be receptive to her overtures, since he will horrified to learn about Luna's latest shenanigans. He made a foolish choice to side with her after all the harm she caused, and he may need Katie to help him forgive himself. Bill is a proud man and will no doubt be defensive about getting Luna out of prison. But Katie has a way with Bill, the capability to soothe the savage beast, if you will. Tell us, B&B fans, do you want to see the stallion ride again? Plenty of fans would love to see Killback on the canvas. Are you one of them? The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers and updates reveal that Hope Logan has been relishing her comeback to Forrester Creations, yet she continues to long for her own fashion line. Carter Walton has been advocating to revive Hope for the Future from its standstill, but Steffy Forrester is not ready to risk it again at this moment. Despite this, Steffy is not dismissing the chance of bringing back Hope's line at some point. Maybe someday, just not now. Brooke Logan mentioned that she would have a conversation with Ridge Forrester regarding the possibility of reviving Hope for the Future. This seems to indicate that B&B is setting the stage and preparing for the line's eventual return, even if it seems dead in the water now. However, we would contend that it may be more beneficial for Hope's line to remain permanently closed, and here are 3 reasons to support that. Read on to see why we think that HFTF should not have any hope for the future. Hope's line has received numerous opportunities to flourish, yet it consistently falters. It's rarely been the top dog, except that one time Thomas Forrester was her designer. But it doesn't seem he's ever going to return from Europe to regain his place at Forrester Creations. Not even with his mother in town. How often can B&B realistically repeat the narrative of Hope for the Future being on the verge of cancellation? As long as Hope for the Future exists, the show might find itself continually drawn to that storyline in a repetitive cycle. We understand Hope's desire to save her baby, but ultimately, it might be best for her to let it go completely. Hope has an opportunity for a fresh start in her career, and she could launch an entirely new line filled with innovative concepts. On the other hand, Hope may also discover another thrilling project to dive into. Surely, there are more valuable pursuits for Hope than trying to revive this unsuccessful line. So we're actually hoping against Hope for the Future, looking out for her best interests. Leaving behind Hope for the Future is the most effective way to maintain the truce between Hope and Steffy. Given that Hope's line has caused significant conflict between them in recent years, it must remain absent to protect the relationship between Steffy and Hope. Both women are eager to uphold peace for their daughters, particularly since it aligns with Liam Spencer's final wish. With a fresh start, Steffy and Hope should avoid returning to the path of hostility associated with Hope for the Future. According to upcoming spoilers, Hope will continue to await updates regarding her line, so keep an eye out for news on whether it will be brought back or fade into obscurity. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates reveal that thanks to a leaked photo of Catherine Kelly Lang's scripts to be taped June 30th, we know a few things. For one thing, we know that the episode depicted in the scripts will air in September 6 to be exact, and we know Liam Spencer will still be alive. Only the cover page, which is said to have been shared on social media by Catherine herself but wasn't found, was shown in the leaked photo. The cover page gives the names of the characters in the scene, or possibly in the whole episode, the tape date and the air date. In addition to Liam, Ridge Forrester, Brooke, Taylor Hayes, a new character named Rana Lee Finnegan and Luna Nozawa are shown. This script, the cover page only, is laying on top of several others on a fake fur pillow. The other ones are laying in such a manner that the top corners are seen, all with the name Kelly written on them. It's worth noting, no doctors' names other than Lee's are shown on the cover, and Lee is not an oncologist, which is a cancer doctor. But since there are several such scripts shown, they may all be different scenes, so that's not the entirety of the cast for the entire episode, if that's the case. The names previously mentioned are the only names on the cover of the script, so that likely does indicate it's one scene that's contained within. That means that most likely, the whole set of scripts, shown in a pile, is what will make up the entire episode for September 8th. Liam's scene may indeed be with Lee, but on the other hand, the entire group of actors may be in the scene together. But here's the good part. Whoever leaked this photo of Catherine Kelly Lang's scripts for this episode, it reveals that Liam will still be alive in September, so an imminent death won't happen. He appears to be in a scene with Lee, but Ridge, Brooke, an unknown named Rana, and Luna and Taylor are on the cover page, so she'll still be around too. Nick Marone isn't shown, but that's expected since he's already done filming, so we don't get any hints about that triangle. Whether this group's names on the cover page mean they're all in this scene together, and whether this top script is for only one scene is unknown. It's a wait and see to find out what's happening until the air date, which is shown as September 8th.